I feel it. The coming of the year. The coming of everything. Everything. I can't hold it. I can't. Welcome everyone. Hello. Woo! It is yuuuuule season, everyone. It is a time of remembrance, a time of celebration, a time for mourning, of course, of our freedoms. And the time to look forward to the coming spring. It is now a time of tasteful celebrations, of gatherings, of orgies, of all things merry and dark. For Krampus is out there looking for all the evil people that got us into this predicament. Woo! Wait, hold on. Sound the alarm. Sound the alarm, coconuts. That's right. Oh, and I would be remiss without mentioning my beautiful, lovely co-host, Grace. Where are you? Wait, hold on. I'm getting some telecommunications. Grimmy has left the country. Woo! Nah, I'm just joking. No, Grimmy's shoveling the snow outside because it is snowing, ladies and gentlemen. It is absolutely winter season. Yule time is upon us, and with Yule time comes all of the times of of arguments. I sure hope your Thanksgivings went well. No, mine, I had to do somewhere else. I was like, look, I'm not going to risk the potential hellfire that would have eroded in my home. I was like, you know what? Let me not risk it. I'm going to go elsewhere for the holidays. And I absolutely did. A friend of mine invited me to a little soiree gathering at their place. It was a nice establishment. It was at their forefathers' home. I'm not going to say where it is because it was completely confidential. But it was lovely. The lord and lady of the homes were quite accommodating, though the lady is a bit out of her mind, unfortunately. But you know what? I live for that sort of thing. I am here. We are all here under duress. And you know what? And it was lovely. It was absolutely stupendous. And I had an absolutely wonderful time eating all the beasts and children one could ever ask for. So, did I get fat? Yes, I did. But you honestly, you couldn't even notice. Hold on, pap smear. Oh. Absolutely oozing. And you know what? I wanted to bring something up because I feel this is important to mention about. I have been wearing this mask for the better part of maybe 2 or 3 years. Well, it's variations of a mask. And honestly, I think it might be about the time that I take it off. So without furthermore, I'm joking! I'm joking. You fuckface, I was going to unveil my beauty before. You're not worthy. Neither of you are worthy. No, but seriously, I will be doing an unmasking at some point. I feel as though it has been long enough. And I was like, you know what? Let me just show this face of mine so that you guys can, be more encapsulated by it. I want slaves now. So that's the sort of culture we're going into. I might as well have people that actually like me do it. But no, I will be unveiling this masterpiece at a future time to date. I don't know when, I don't know where, but I know something's starting right now out of the sea. That's so bloody out of my car. We're going to be having a wonderful time, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I'm going to be talking about anything, honestly, at this point. So, for those of you who already don't know this, I submitted a video that no one watched. And it was about, it wasn't really a video, it was one of an audio recording about the bridges we could potentially burn on account of what happened in November and how it was going to possibly affect some issues or problems when it came to the Thanksgiving time, when it came to whatever the celebration that is, Turkey Day, or whatever you want to call it, they're the colonizers, whatever you want to call it. It is a time that, culturally speaking, we used to give thanks for certain things. I like to thank the spirits that guide us. I wanted to thank the gods that are there for us. I also wanted to thank the people that helped get us to where we are, and to the people that, helped us make leaps and bounds within our culture that before was probably considered impossible. To all of our great ancestors, the mighty dead, it's like the Grateful Dead, the kind of people that helped shape our personalities, our morals, our ways of life, our ways of thinking, the leaders of our progressive nations and our progressive ideas, but also the ones that wanted to also conserve the things that make us us, our uniqueness, our purpose, our drive for, something that's absolutely better. And honestly, and I know that a lot of people were upset, and I wanted to make a video that sort of, helps sort of, put things into perspective. You don't sort of, be all in your emotions the entire time. It was absolutely warranted. But I feel as though for us to get a better understanding and to gain better foresight, which is what I feel people absolutely need, we need to remember that, things aren't always as they seem. And the future, depending on what you ask for, may change according to, certain methods, certain ways of, what I'm trying to say is, we always must be careful what we wish for. And sometimes the outcomes that we are looking for breed other outcomes that we were not looking for. And that is, the shame of this, whatever happened, whatever the fuck this is. Honestly, it can be completely random. The people that, call for certain things, they don't have everything in their, everyone had their hopes, their dreams crushed. But you know what? I was mad at first, but I was like, you know what? It is what it is. We have to deal with the cards and the hands that we've been dealt. And all that we can do is simply move forward in our, lifestyles and in what we do. And that's the most important thing. Okay? So, it is a Yuletide season. I've been trying to come up with some ideas to get together. Right now, the presiding residents of this domain of mine out of town. I don't know when they're going to be back, maybe in 1 or 2 days' time. And I've had a lot of days to sort of reflect and to just decompress and be myself. And I have done wonderful things so far. I've been petitioning to the great god Hermes, or I think Mercury, for things like opportunity, for things like wealth. And it's a spirit that I think a lot of people can identify when it comes to things like looking for opportunity. According to the law, Hermes, for the most part, was a god of, opportunity, I call. They were the god of wealth. They were the god of, of power, well, of wisdom, a god of music as well, because they did invent the lyre that Apollo then uses. They're also a god that, people pray to for wealth, for income. It is also he's also a psychopomp, and he is able to, activate and able to, travel between the worlds and between the realms. And he's also a messenger god, so he's able to deliver messages, missives, or sometimes gifts, presents, or even curses, depending on, whoever he wants to give them to. He is essentially a spirit of communication, a spirit of diplomacy, and a spirit that sort of, works in a way that other people might not necessarily agree with. He's a type of spirit where, people of wrong can use for their own benefit and people that right can use for their own benefit. He's sort of in the middle. He's sort of the bridge that sort of connects those two pathways together, which is why I sort of made that video about bridges to begin with, and how everyone is sort of, taking this opportunity to sort of burn every single bridge. But if you want something out of a situation, you have to sort of learn how to leave certain pathways open to have it be useful to you. If you don't like what's there, be mindful of how you can use it to your advantage. Okay, if you're stranded in a jungle and, like, let's say you're surrounded by enemies, you have to do something to get you the advantage or the upper hand, whatever by any means necessary. And it is something that I think we need to all sort of keep in mind. You don't have to be happy with what happened. I certainly am not, but that is the past for now. We must look towards the future and changes we can do to ensure that it is advantageous for us as well. So that's something I want all of you to sort of keep in mind. When we're thinking about gods that can do that, tricks the gods can. Hermes, I think, is capable of doing such a thing, as many gods are. But it's a spirit that I've been trying to communicate with and work with, because I'm trying to seek, more avenues of financial beneficiaries, and as well as other things, making moves in life, finding things like a home, opportunity for anything else. I think it's important to consider perhaps the help of a being that is sort of within those circles, but to keep in mind of the spirits that also dwell within other areas that were accesses to certain pathways that we sort of cut off, perhaps prematurely. But for the ones that still remain and we're not sort of sure about, be mindful, be very thoughtful, be very demure. Think about the right course of actions to take at this time. Think about foresight, which is what I want to sort of urge to all of it, because everyone thinks that foresight is simply looking into the future. But it's sort of, foresight is also reading how certain paths can end depending on how the story is going, and what choices a character can make that can ensure a certain outcome that we sort of want to see. So foresight is essentially a topic of today's video, maybe. Foresight is something that a lot of people confuse it with things like premonitions, but it is more so preparing for the future things to come. And I think I did reveal to you guys a sort of prayer that I do to the great god Apollo, who is a god of foresight, of prophecy. It is a god that's able to look into the future and sort of give to us some insight into what can happen. And I remember in that previous video, I confessed that, at least a day or two or more, and I have a friend in Utah who I told about this. And I told them that I believe I pretty much had a dream that confirmed the results of the election about who was going to be president. And it gave me a sort of wave of anxiety, but it also prepared me for what was to come. And it absolutely played out as to what I dreamed. And I wasn't happy about it, but because I had the foresight and I was able to prepare myself mentally, emotionally, and physically for whatever was going to happen. And I want all of us to sort of keep that in mind. You cannot be living life by the wayside. You cannot be living life at a whim at all times. You can't just go wherever the wind blows and that's where you go. I am a person that loves the wind, but there are times where we must remember that the wind can also be rather chaotic and it can sort of, turn into a tempest or a twister and things like that and take all things in and throw everything out. And some of us are sort of behaving that way. But it is important to sort of incorporate the element of earth to help sort of bring like sort of a rigid structure, and the element of water to help, bring some calm and some emotional sensitivity. And I feel as though it was rather evident to what I was seeing. And I'm not saying you all weren't justified. I certainly was very upset, but I wasn't going to let those emotions and that chaos sort of get the better hold of me and potentially ruin a relationship that could prove beneficial to me in the future. What we are in is a temporary thing, and things could change perhaps for the better in the future, but we know not where these pathways go. So we have to hope for a specific destination. But in order to ensure that destination occurs, we have to take the right steps and the right decisions properly to sort of align the tracks together to allow the train to flow through to our set destination. So that is that sort of preparation that I want everyone to sort of be mindful of and to sort of keep going. And I know this year is a time of year where a lot of people probably had some discussions or some arguments with their families, and Christmas is another season that boom, it comes right after. And that is something that I think we need to sort of keep in mind. You need to sort of treasure the people who you feel in your heart deserve it. And Thanksgiving was a time to thank those people, to thank the ones before them. But Yule time is a time to spend the time with those people and the spirits and the things of those people and spirits that bring you peace. Because historically speaking, when this sort of Yuletide season came to being, primarily from Europe, I believe, for those of you who know more, please educate me in the comments. It was a time of winter, a time of hardship. And so what they did is they would sort of gather things and they would sort of unite themselves within a certain space. And they would spend that time to decorate, sort of elevate the spirits of the time because they were combating something very dark and something that is very natural and very real. And it is the cruelty of winter. But winter is simply a time of rest. And it's a time of introspection. It is a time where the body and the soul of the region goes to sleep and will then awake in the springtime with new dreams, new opportunities, and new life. And so winter is a preparation for that life that is going to take place. And it is a time that I urge all of us sort of study to, sort of not hash out, but it is sort of to, put things into perspective and to sort of help analyze the things that went wrong in the year and the things that went right and the things that can help sort of improve the odds of something a bit better for the coming year and for the spring. And so this time, the Yuletime season, back then, it was very cold time, so people had to, find, because food was scarce. It was something that was a lot more treasured and something that was a lot more honored back then. They would have a log that they would have to burn throughout the year because they had to sort of maintain the heat within their home, because if not, the cold and whatever evils are out there could take advantage of them. And so they had to sort of, burn this Yule log to keep the spirits, to keep the evil things at bay, the fires, and the security that fire brings, the security that light brings. And the decorations there, they have, sort of set the mood to help, sort of call to mind the joy and the health that lies out there in nature that can come in the spring that is coming. And so the things that we can ensure us to get there. And, we would slay a type of deer, a type of animal, things like that. We would cook it over the fire. We would have a communal thing. We would sort of try to establish a sense of community during this time, because it's very scarce and it can be very scary. But we sort of put all these things together and we sort of elaborate on it. We tell stories, we have fun. We help conceive new lives, new relationships, new passions, and we help nurture these things through that time, so that when spring comes, they have enough strength to sprout to the surface and to take advantage of the life that they now have. It is a time of merriment. Excuse me. It is a time of introspection, retrospection, inspection. It is a time for those of us to, inspect ourselves and the insides of others. And it is a time to sort of just forget the ills that were in the past and to embrace the now, to be with people that you care for, that you care about, to keep them in mind. And for the people that, you are with perhaps during this time that you perhaps do not like, thank the spirits, use whatever you can get for that situation, but also give something in the hope of something better. And you can always sneak a type of, I don't want to be sort of very baneful during this time, but hello, black stripes as well as red. There's some deviancy during this time as well. And you can absolutely use this gift-giving season to, give some not so great gifts for this season. Maybe a thank you for what happened in November. Or perhaps just in general. It's a good way to sort of practice your baneful working, because everyone's sort of accepting gifts this time of year. This is very devious, this is very sneaky, very bad. But, whatever gifts you give out, put some curses in there and see what happens. Who gives a fuck? It's all a ruse. It's all a game. It's evident. Do I give a fuck about someone pardoning someone else and not holding account to the other person that pardoned fucking criminals people that are far worse? I don't care anymore. It's all a game. And we're simply the pawns in this great game. However, the results of this game can depend upon the pieces that are being used and where they are being moved to. Fortunately for us, for those of us who are aware of the game that is being played, we can sort of take advantage of that time and play the game to our benefit. And that's what I encourage everyone to do. So this time I'm going to be a bit nice. And I'm going to, rather, make some gifts, put things together. I won't put any curses in it, swear to Satan. But I am, sort of making sure that I am doing everything I can to sort of breed something better, breed something new, to maintain those connections and to keep them strong enough to where they can be, useful to me in the future. But I am not doing it just for that reason. Honestly, I don't really do it for that reason. It's something that I hope for, that something good comes out of it, to be honest. But I am rather genuine when it comes to me putting gifts in, because as well as me being very vindictive, the other side of me can be very compassionate, very kind. And because I have that foresight, and because I empathize too much with everyone, no matter where the fuck they came from, I look towards, how they would feel during this time, what would breed, goodness in them, what sort of things would help breed, that sense of love or compassion that they could then pass on to others. There's so many ways you can sort of play this game, and so many pathways and bridges you can take. But you have to actually have them in order to make a properly educated decision. So during this time, however, I'm also working on myself, because I want to be able to sort of, acquire a greater gift in the future. I'm trying to look for my own proper abode, my own proper home, my own proper cave, or my own loft. But it's proving a bit difficult. But I'm sort of taking steps and doing things in ways that can help breed me to a better result. I am also, in the dating scene. I am dating. I'm out there trying to get noticed, trying to get, gate. Because it can be rather lonely this holiday season, and what better way to, spend the time and be warm than with a log inside you, So it's all of those things. Turn the fire on, get hot and spicy. It's all the wonderful things, the beautiful things that we are looking for, and it's something that I desperately am in need of, and it's something that I, am trying to, sort of be better at and, sort of navigate the realm. So I'm working on myself. I've been dieting. I've lost a lot of weight, and you can't notice it now because the camera adds like 50 pounds. So there's that. But I'm trying to sort of, be mindful, be demure. I'm trying to be very conscious of what I do, but I'm also trying to enjoy life whenever I can. And I sort of want to incorporate new routines into this new life I'm trying to do, to perhaps better my chances. And as well, petition to some spiritual things out there that, I am open for business. And I'm open to receive, new pathways, new bridges, new relationships, whether it's something friendship or something a bit more. And my hope is always for more, but I will not burn the bridges that got me these beautiful friendships, and I treasure them deeply. And, for all the friends I have out there, for the people I care about deeply, I love you incredibly and I care for you very much. And I hope all of you sort of, can help me have a better life, a better understanding of things, because we all need that understanding. We all seek that understanding so we can make better informed decisions and therefore have a better type of life. And it's something that I want sort of all of us sort of have. So for the future, for the coming things, I want to sort of, keep some things going. I'm going to keep looking out there for a potential, future. And for those of you who are out there, not a shout out or anything, but honestly, if if you believe that, I should, that you want to help me in getting a home, I'm not asking for money. I'm just simply asking, ask for, ask the spirits, whoever you petition to, Hermes and everyone else, make your offerings if you can. Help me out a bit. I'm really trying to find my own place where I am. It is relatively final, comfortable, but I want something my own that I can transform, make it my own. Because what I'm trying to do is a bit limited to some extent here, and it can be rather hard continuing forward. So, I want to be able to find a place of my own and to find someone that, better suits me and where we can both flourish together. Those are the two things I'm only asking of you. So, if you're out there and if you give a shit about me, petition out there. I'm not above asking for help, but for those of us that do ask for help, be mindful of the fact that you also have to give help in return. And that's what I do. I did it yesterday. I've done it before. I've donated to causes. And I'm trying to sort of be a better person and to be a better light and to be a better spirit for those other spirits that are in need of my assistances. Because I do have plans for the future, even for my death, which may or may not come in the near future. We'll see how things go. Who knows? But while I'm still here, I will make these videos. I will try to comment. And the reason why I haven't been making as many videos lately is because I've been very busy. This is a time where we, go out shopping, or we go out to sort of, make connections, where we go out to have fun, and where we go out to do so many things. So it is a rather busy season indeed, But if you all have sort of ideas or wishes that you would like to, give me, I am more to take it. These comments are here for a reason. They're not deactivated from what I know. And I allow anything and everyone to, speak out and say something, will I not argue with you? You'll find out in the comments, But if you have a good point, I'll point that out. I try to be very in the middle when it comes to certain things, which, could get me into some trouble. But there's reasons for that. It's like there's foresight that you have to consider. But I do have my own very strong beliefs about certain things and things that I can generally agree with certain people very much on. But I am myself my own person with my own ideals and my own observations on certain things. And I can call things out as I see them. But what I do not like is when people are being absolutely unfair about other situations that other people that they like are doing. That they see it being wrong, that someone else they don't like is doing. That's the shit I don't understand. But look, it is a bridge that they're using. It is a pathway that has been opened to them. And I can't really fault them for using it because it's getting them what they want. But like I said, that is something that you should also consider. If you know someone that perhaps you do not see eye to eye on everything, but they still call you friends and you still feel for them in some ways, I urge you to sort of maintain that bridge. If you don't really care for them, they don't have to know, but use it for your advantage, for your benefit, for the benefit of your community, your family, whatever it is. Your dog, your cat, your hamsters, your frogs, your pets, your rats, and everything else that comes in between. Okay? So there's that to consider. And honestly, for those of us who are out there, seeking guidance and everything else, I encourage you to sort of, look up Cat and Cauldron here on the tubes. They are posting, episodes weekly. They have their own things like that. And Mike, for example, he also answers your questions about a day or two after you give them on the main discussion, which I do appreciate greatly. And I honestly, I love them. I love all Mia, you're fantastic. I love Cat and Cauldron. Temple of Apotropia, you get all of my blessings and all of my help and things like that. And I'm even willing to donate to your cause, Right now it can be a bit tough, but take me for granted. I am someone that really believes in your cause, and it's something that I urge everyone to do. Cat and Cauldron, they opened up their temple called Hecate, Temple of Apotropia, and it is something that I am very happy for, and it's something that I myself was thinking about starting, but they already sort of got the jump on it, and I'm very happy for them for that. And I send all of the blessings of the season within my power. I send those energies your ways. I urge the great goddess to protect that she sends her hounds and her wolves to camp themselves around you, to keep everything else at bay, and and to just help you guys have a good time, to help strengthen your power and your reach as well. You know, and for the people here, I also wish absolutely the best and the beautiful things. Be mindful of the season, what it means to you, and sort of use that to your benefit, to benefit of others. The people that you care about. That's something that I sort of want all of us to have. And of course, if you guys actually want to have a reveal, put that as well in the comments. And if you guys have questions on certain things, if you want to comment on certain things that happened, I don't really do it here. I might open up something else separate. But if it's something that's political, my opinions on certain things, whether it's movies, whether it's video games, like I've been playing Veilguard a lot, and also had a minute to Cat and Cauldron. I sort of wanted to comment on it and see what takes they get when it comes to the occult that's incorporated within the game and things like lore and everything else. And not even games, but things like movies or anything else. If you have questions about it, if it's something that pertains to magic or something that you think is rather interesting to talk about, put it in the comments. I will see it and I will even bring it to a video. So, for example, there was a movie you saw that had a certain theme or something in it, and was like, let's say, incorporating magic in a certain way, and you were curious as to how it would possibly work here, or how I would see that sort of thing, and how it could be beneficial to your own practice, put it in the comments, and I will talk about it. And it's something that I sort of wanted to do as well, but I've sort of been trying to come up with a name for that. So if you have a name for it, put it in the comments as well. Put everything in the comments. Put your pictures in the comments, put your love in the comments, put your girls in the comments. I don't care what it is. Put it all in the comments, I relish in it. And so it's something that I sort of want us to have. I want us to form a community. I want us to be part of a community. I want us to feel as though we are in a community, because we are to a certain extent. And if you all sort of need a petition or prayer for something like that, I will do that as well, because we are in the season of giving, okay? Just, don't harass me, unless if it's sexual. And I'm so bad. I'm sorry. I'm lonely. My eyes... I'm sorry. I have to maintain myself in case there's no children watching this, is there? How old are you? Put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. I want to know how old you are. I want to be aware of the age of the victims and the people that I am molding and brainwashing. No, it's all in good fun. It's all in good fun. I love you all deeply so much. I want you all to keep in mind the foresight of the things that are there. Be mindful of the future. The CEO that got shot recently, I don't know all the facts about it, but the person's on the run, and all I know is that the killer is very attractive. He could murder me. Murder this ass, baby. Shoot your lip. I'm sorry. Oh my, I'm so vulgar. I apologize. Like I said, I'm desperately in need of someone to tie me down, to, make me an honest man, an honest husband or whatever. But no, it's all in good jest. But honestly, if you want to get my take on it, I say withhold judgment, reserve judgment. You don't know all the facts about this thing, whatever. The company itself that is run by this man has been known to deny and all that shit or whatever. And that's not a good thing, because it fucks a lot of people over. I don't know the person themselves, how they were as a person, or if they were directly responsible as to how the company was acting or behaving. Maybe beyond the consent or behind the consent. But honestly, at this point, they seem to be somewhat in tandem. But like I said, reserve your judgment. You can feel... Look, I feel nothing at this point. I don't really fucking care. It's another rich person dead, and I don't have their money. So I'm very, but it's sad for their families if they give a shit. But it's like, this is a no one. I don't know this person. They were CEO of insurance of a health organization thing. We all know how the fuck that is. But like I said, reserve judgment. Don't jump to conclusions or anything else until the truth comes out or the spirits actually reveal it to you. Okay? And another thing, I have to honestly comment. I saw the movie Wicked. Oh my god. It is such a fucking good film. I encourage all of you to sort of watch it. It is very powerful, and it speaks volumes as to the pain that we felt as people within the queer community, people that are witches, that feel ostracized, that feel isolated, that feel alone. It is a beautiful movie that encompasses all of that, and the people that are affected by us and how we are affected by those people. And oh my god, and it is the most powerful illustration of a broom, of a witch in flight, because it's sort of I should make an entire video on it. It's just the way the music, the impulse, the power in the words, and how those words spawned life into this broom and put power. And it was just like the whole broom with the witch thing. It's so symbolic and so powerful. It is, oh my God, amazing. I could speak volumes about it. It is so beautiful and marvelous. I cried in it. It is honestly one of the best musicals I've ever seen. For I've never seen Wicked live or anywhere else. So I encourage all of you to please watch it. It is very musically. It's a musical. There's a lot of shit in there. It's just I don't even know about things that I don't even think about. It is a point of view probably, but it's a very good film. Just watch it. Watch it. The one with the broom and everything, it is so powerful. The ending of that, it just ends in such a high. Oh my God, I fucking loved it. Watch it. What are you doing? But honestly, I should end here. But without further more delay, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. I urge all of you to sort of, keep in mind the words of foresight. Be respectful of yourselves first and then respectful of others. Maintain those connections that are worth having because you may need to use it sometime in the future. People that you may not like but want to give you something, you can accept it, of course, with certain boundaries, but be mindful of those certain things. Use whatever climate we are in for your own benefit, and do not spend so much time in anger and judgment or in hatred. Just learn to sort of enjoy yourself and separate yourself from the poison that is the political fucking, oh my God, just separate yourself from it. Just think about the people in your life that matter to you. And think about the people in your life that have had positive impact in your life as well. If there are causes and people that need help, donate to those causes, help in person, do what you can. You're not obligated to. Like I said, just think about it, put all those things into perspective. And remember that, I care for you, that our community cares for you. Remember that there are spirits out there like mine that will try to intervene in certain things. Be mindful of the spirits you invite into your practice, the gods as well. Test the spirits. I urge that very carefully. I want you to practice safety with your sex or magic to let your brother, sister out of the cage if they've been misbehaving because they can get rather gassy in there. And to remember that, during this time of high stress, we must remember to be kind, to rewind, to reassess, and practice in excess greatness. I urge all of you to have that power within you, to have a beautiful time, to take the season for what it is, make the most of it. And until next time, everyone, goodbye.